Good day. I am Christy O. Mendoza, a professor from Mapua University in Manila, Philippines, and in behalf of the other co-authors, Mr. Adrian Casas and Ms. Rona Reyes, I am going to present our research paper entitled A Service Quality Study on Motorcycle Hailing Applications. For the introduction, according to Kozlak and Wack, 2018, the dynamic development of urban areas poses increasingly more challenges for the provision of transport services for the population. Now, the concentration of the economic potential and population in the metropolitan areas results in the occurrence of large transport needs. And when these needs are met at the same time, the phenomenon of congestion occurs. Now, coming from www.fema-online.eu, okay, it says that it sounds so obvious, but when it comes to urban mobility, it is believed motorcycles and other powered two-wheelers should be actively promoted as a great alternative for cars. On the average, the motorcyclist needed 50% less time than the user of public transport. Motorcycling also turned out much cheaper than car driving. Also coming from the same site, so we have a research done in Belgium by Transport and Mobility. So it showed that transition from 10% of the car drivers to motorcycling reduced the total traveling time of all the road users and the length of the traffic jams with 40%, and emissions would be reduced with 6%. Motorcycles are also small and light. Not only they can filter through the traffic and reduce the total traffic time for all the road users, they also use less space to park. The smaller size and less weight of motorcycles also means less wear of the road surface, less use of fuel, and less emissions. Motorcycling, especially with smaller motorcycles or scooters, is much cheaper than driving a car. And because of their advantages for congestion and environment, motorcycles are often allowed in low emission zones. According to the study of Wu and Lu, 2016, motorcycle taxis are a common means of commercial transport in developing countries. And the reasons behind the growing popularity of the motorcycle taxis are, first, people in developing countries are likely to use motorcycle taxis because of low fare, especially in comparison with other taxis. Second, compared to the bus system, motorcycle taxis are faster and have greater route flexibility, particularly in areas where the bus system is underdeveloped. And third, motorcycle owners can easily start a business because of minimal entry requirements and, of course, a flexible work schedule. According to a research study by Bishop et al. 2018, attempts by the governments to regulate the use of motorcycle taxis, both for safety and other reasons, have largely failed, with authorities often unable to keep pace with the rapid influx of motorcycles and the high demand for their services by local populations. So since motorcycles are really in demand, okay, they should provide fast, flexible, and cheap transport service to the general public. And then at the same time, it may also be main sources of income for the urban poor, as stated in the study, okay, by Chuan and Mateo Babiano, 2013. Satisfaction people experience when using motorcycle as a means of transport service is influenced by the quality improvements, specifically on safety issues. And this is particularly true in every public transport where service quality is a matter of greatest importance, because we are all aware that an improvement in quality levels can attract further users. Now, in technology in transport service, okay, so this service is always evolving and companies have always an idea on how to create a service that is efficient and well suited to the modern technology. Now, in a milestone for smartphone growth users in the Philippines, the nation is now the third largest market for smartphones in South Asia, and it is able to access the internet and run multiple applications, making it an ideal mobile communication device. This slide shows the distribution of accidents by cities and municipalities in Metro Manila from January up to December 2016. Now, based on the data, cities marked as red got the highest road accidents occurrence, and these are Makati, Manila, and Quezon City. Okay, so they are the central business districts with high rate of social and economical activity. This illustration, coming from the World Health Organization in 2016, shows the deaths by road user category. Now it shows that 2 to 3 wheelers got the highest percentage of mortality, which is 52%. Pedestrians get 19%. Drivers of four-wheeled cars and light vehicles with 14%. The passengers of four-wheeled cars and light vehicles with 11%. Cyclists with 2%, and other factors with 1%. One of the explicit objectives of this study is to determine customer perception of motorcycle taxis via online booking application and give an insight to consider it as an effective alternative mode of transportation solution to combat street congestion, particularly to central business districts, and thereafter the importance that users place on certain improvable variables, specifically in terms of safety. To carry out this research study, the authors utilized the following methodology. First, benchmarking, and then time study, service quality survey, service blueprint, failure modes and effect analysis, and quality function deployment. To identify the sample size of respondents for the survey, we used the Slopin's formula. And the population that the researchers considered is the population of the second highest city that is involved in road accident, and that is Makati. Okay, so the total population in this area is 592,602, and we will gonna be using margin of error, which is 10%. So for small n, or the number of samples, we are required to have 100 respondents. A service blueprint is an operational planning tool that provides guidance on how a service will gonna be provided, specifying the physical evidence, staff actions, and support systems or the infrastructures needed to deliver the service across its different channels. Now shown is the service blueprint from customer online registration up to ride booking. So this is the service blueprinting of the activities during the ride, okay, by the customer. So this one is service blueprinting the activities done by the customer at the end of the ride up to after ride. Here's the benchmarking results of the different online booking apps, namely Uber, Grab, Angkas PH, GoBounce, and K-Bike, based on the following indicator group. 1, we have the company background. 2, service. 3, financial. 4, safety gears. And number 5, environment. Now, based on the ratings given per motorcycle hailing application, Uber Moto got the highest ratings among the other 4 motorcycle taxis. And both Uber Moto and Grab Bike are close in terms of ratings, but what got Uber Moto ahead is its capability in providing a complete set of safety gears. So this is where we can really observe that the presence of a complete safety gear really matters for customer. The researchers conducted a time study on how much time difference does riding a Grab car versus Angkas takes. Now, considering Ayala Triangle in Makati as the starting point, the researchers considered 4 cities surrounding Makati City, namely Manila, Pasay, Taguig, and Pasig. For Manila, the researchers picked Manila City Hall as the location. For Pasig, it's Eastwood Mall. For Pasay, it would gonna be Mall of Asia. And lastly, for Taguig, it would be Venice Grand Canal Mall. Here are the results of the time study conducted by the authors in riding motorcycles using the Grub Corps and the CAS Philippines, having 3 samples for each type of test. Now for Makati-Manila route, okay, so the first table, and then for the second table, okay, so it's the Makati to Taguig route. Okay, so here are the results of time study for Makati-Pasay route and Makati-Pasig route. Now for the discussion, it is evident that using motorcycle hailing applications travel faster than car hailing applications. And the biggest factor on why motorcycles travel faster is their ability of being a two-wheeled vehicle, which allows them to take shortcuts and cut through lines. Now, this said factor can neither be positive nor negative for a customer. And arriving on time or earlier than the required time is what makes a customer satisfied. And also, risking the safety of cutting through lines and traffic congestion gives a low satisfaction rate to customers. We will be using the service quality, or commonly known as the ServQual instrument, in measuring the 5 dimensions of service quality being delivered by these motorcycle taxis. The 5 dimensions are tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. Now, given on the table are the results of the service quality survey showing the difference between the perception and the expectation of the customers and the service of these motorcycle hailing applications. Based from the result of the ServQual Rater survey conducted, okay, so the result shows that all the dimensions, specifically the tangibles, the reliability, and the assurance, have gaps between the expectation and perception of audience on the service quality provided. Based from the service blueprint, identified fail points and waiting points are booking process, ride waiting, interpersonal skills of the driver, proper wearing of safety gears, and proper way of riding, as well as payment process. Failure mode and effect analysis, or FMEA, is a process analysis tool for identifying all the possible failures in a process, or it could be a product or a service. Now, the failures are prioritized according to how serious their consequences are, how frequently they occur, and how easily they can be detected. And the purpose of this tool is to take actions to eliminate or reduce failures, starting with the highest priority ones. Now, when performing a process or design FMEA, an RPN, or the risk priority number, is calculated and calculated in order to sort the risk from highest to lowest. Now, the RPN is calculated by multiplying the 3 scoring columns. First one, severity, second is occurrence, and the third is detection. So RPN is equal to severity times occurrence times detection. Now, presented on the table is the scoring system for severity. The first table is our scoring rubric for the occurrence or the probability of failure, while the second table is the scoring system for detection factor. Now, based from the computation of RPN, the highest risk priority number that got a value of 645.77 is the service delivery process, wherein safety gears and safety instructions were provided to the customers. And then the second and the third highest value are the confirmation of booking requests and the driver's arrival time. Okay, the score, it's 558.64 and 471.57 respectively. Quality function deployment, or QFD, is a structured approach to defining customer needs or requirements and translating them into specific plans to produce products to meet those needs. Now, the results show that employee has the bigger weight with relation to the reliable driver, safety and security, ride comfortability, and service responsiveness. Followed by vehicle, which should be at least 5 years old and below to avoid accidents during work time. And then proper materials must as well be provided, like protective headgear, reflected vest for visibility, especially during evening, raincoat for rainy days. And this customers what's mostly defines a motorcycle taxi's service quality. So this is the continuation of the quality function deployment. Now for our conclusion, road traffic is in addition to the energy sector and the industry's one main source of air pollution and carbon dioxide emissions. Motorcycles show potential as a more sustainable mode of transport than cars, in that they utilize less space and fuel and emit fewer harmful emissions. Motorcycles could be promoted as a substitute or a substitution for car trips with the aim to improve the sustainability of the system. Now, with the overall findings, the researchers may conclude that decreasing the existing road traffic rates will also decrease the road accident rates. And one of the factors of decreasing road traffic is by decreasing the number of private vehicles and the use of four-wheel vehicles, wherein the significance of patronizing motorcycle hailing applications with best service quality will be very viable among every citizen. Motorcycle hailing application companies should maintain a strict screening of skilled drivers to ensure the passenger's safety and convenience, especially the skill on how to cope when situation gets tough on the road or with the customers. Improving its facilities is a major step to its service system. Now, the feasibility and the usefulness of the following recommendations could be studied that could actually further improve the service quality of these motorcycle taxis. Letter A, maybe we can locate a motorcycle hailing application's official terminal, especially within malls, in order to accommodate the answer for customers' inquiries and complaints. Or a mandatory requirement of using modular type helmet for hygienic purposes. Airbag jacket to be added on personal protective equipment to ensure both the driver and customer's safety, and then mandatory wearing of helmet and obligatory reflective stickers within the whole vehicle body for every registered motorcycle hailing application to be more visible, especially at night. Okay, and that's all, and thank you for listening.